And so I tell my dad one night, I'm a little nervous with him too, but not as nervous. And he goes, yeah, so? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a dyke or whatever. He's like, you're just figuring this out, Tara? And I was like, no, but, you're supposed to be surprised.
What would be easier? Pretending that I was in love with somebody that I wasn't for my whole life, and pretending to be something entirely different, and never really getting to see or experience queer culture firsthand, right? That's one option.
I think for a long time it was just based on like blind faith or hope, because I can't think of anything that I was aware of that it, for one thing, would be okay to, be in a homosexual relationship.
If you're queer, you don't really necessarily have like queer role models to look up to, or like queer characters in TV that are like, that's something that I can be like. But I don't even necessarily think that as part of my growing up process that was bad, because it almost left me freer to then discover what I could be on my own without somebody telling me.
So I guess maybe for a couple of years I was in a bit of denial. Like I just was like, oh, well, that's not really how I am. I don't need to be expressing that, And then kind of I met new people, some freaks moved to town, and I wasn't the only freak, and I was able to be a freak, and then I went to the bigger city of like 50,000 people and got myself a girlfriend. And
I had this friend who's queer, and so he was really into hypnotism. So we had this plan that we would learn hypnotism and become hypnotists, and then we would hypnotize each other into not being queer anymore. And this was our big plan, so we worked all summer on it. And but at the same time as we were doing that, we were also like exploring sexually with each other, which is this total there's this weird push and pull there, because we really didn't want to be that, and we were fighting against it, but at the same time it was like things were happening, we couldn't deny it. It was going on, and I think, I don't even know when I stopped fighting against it, but at some point I kind of went like, all right.
I am Miss Mustache, and I'm a serious artist, and this is my coming out film, Super 8, No Sync Sound. Tamara says she's bored with coming out films. She wants to see lesbian flicks about lesbians who have been living as lesbians for years. I agree, but it's only 1.5 minutes. My mom says lesbians are fat and have short hair. I'm fat and have short hair. I'm a lesbian, but my mom's fat and has short hair, and she's not a lesbian. Sometimes I get nervous that I'm not a lesbian. Like when I'm sleeping, and I wake up, and I feel good, and I realize that I had a heterosexual dream, and I have no one to tell because they might not think I'm a lesbian. Or when I get uneasy because I don't have a crush on a girl, and I wonder if I'm attracted to women after all, but then I remember her, or her, or her, or her, or her. I just recently became a lesbian. When I update people, it usually becomes an interviewing session. I refuse to answer dualistically posed questions. I refuse to answer dualistically posed questions. I'm a lesbian. I'm a lesbian. I'm a lesbian. Hey, I'm a lesbian. 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 But I'm woman first.
I didn't feel good about myself until I was in a relationship with a woman. That was the first time that I actually understood like what it felt to be loved, and what it felt to love, and what it felt to get intimate, and what it what it felt to trust somebody. And it was, I'll never forget it. It was one of the most beautiful times of my life. And I remember the first time that woman told me she loved me, I cried so much because I was like, oh my goodness, what have I, like, first of all, I was like, there's a beautiful woman loving me. But besides that, like, it was such a loaded thing because I was like, I can't believe I spent all these years believing that I was not worth it, you know, and it just blew my mind, and it's something that triggered stuff, and it helped, like, it totally boosted my self-esteem, and I was like, I am worth loving.
I am not Canadian, I'm not a lesbian, I'm not Caucasian, Asian, raising conversation when I lie down on lines of classification. Lines, fine lines, we will walk outside and we will read between. We will come vocal, verbal, whole over your TV screen or any medium. In each other's lives we be these labels, strive for freeing 'em, seeing 'em, recognize that we're not needing 'em, so weeding 'em out and leaving 'em. And as I am, I will create ideas and begin seeding 'em. As I am, not caught, stopped at words or social constructs, not careful with my conduct if I only partially fit where, when, what box you see fit, be forced in it for waist size, wallet size, sexual history, ancestral list of me, size I be spans my entire humanity, way too wide for the tight box assigned, fire from within will burn and blind the judging eye, because I just be, just continue to jump, swim, fly, weep, think, sing, I will honestly try to know you beyond the one thing I had impressions of, and simply let you impress. Care not for any terms with which I readdress a tired critique, not meek, never alone. Please find me nameless, prone to blame this person result of demographic, but consult the changing traffic and we can love who we care to, walk where we dare to, discover I am.